Welcome to the Utah Football Fans Podcast. Please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, go Utes. You know, spring game, it's hard to get a vibe. You're not going to go and see exactly what your team's going to look like because for a lot of reasons. I mean, most of the starters don't even play. Secondly, with the whole transfer portal thing, you don't even know who's going to be on your team. But what were your impressions of the spring game?
Yeah, first of all, it's just good to be back in the stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy it. It was when the wind blew, it was a little bit chilly.
It's cool.
Other than that, though, it was pretty nice. And it felt, for me, it felt good to get back to be in the place. Just a good feeling there. As to the game, honestly, with spring ball, okay, I enjoy going to the games I just said, but I don't put too much stock into what's going on in the field. Because at least at that time there was the portal. Of course, that's sort of stabilized to some degree now. And you mentioned it. As I heard, it was anywhere between 11 to 15 of the starters who didn't even play. And in fact, it was stated that the intent of this game, this is from the coaches, was the younger guys to help them, see if they're going to make the team and see what they could do. So you put all that together. That's not even the team the starting team, and probably, well, we'll talk about it. Some guys that'll be on the field that weren't even on the team at the time. So having said that, so I just don't put a lot of stock into we're gonna win, we're gonna succeed or fail because of what went on in that game. I know people to me kind of overreacted because there were some great plays, there were some very good plays, some good throws, some good things happened, but I just enjoyed it for what it was. But I'm not gonna interpret our season on that stuff. Now, I did. For me, it was this. I wanted to see at least our base formations of the spread offense that we're now going to run, because we've been running the pro style more or less most of the time.
Right.
And so now we have a new spread offense. And I don't know if you remember, but we ran the spread under Urban Meyer, and Dan Mullen was the OC. If you think back to those successful days with Alex Smith, we were running the spread. I don't know what the differences are between Coach Beck and Mullen and Urban in those days. But anyway, that's the offense essentially we're going back to. So I found it interesting just to observe the alignments. I'm sure it was very basic and so forth, and some stack or bunch, few formations with the receivers. Anyway, that's what I was looking at, just to kind of see some of the new stuff. And obviously, well, first of all, Wayshawn Parker didn't play. Now, I know he had some minor surgery as
our running back.
Right.
Yeah, who will be likely the main running back.
He'll be the guy, unless, but he's the main guy. But he didn't play. I think he had some minor surgery, so they held him out. And so the other guys had plenty of opportunity. Got to see Johnson play again.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But mainly Dampier, and then Bird Ficklin and Isaac Wilson, the backups, and just to see them in the offense and see how it went. And so, yeah, some good plays were made, exciting in that regard, but I'm not going to exaggerate it. We'll see. But it was a good day. I enjoyed it.
No, and I mean, we were sitting, well, everyone was sitting on the east side because they wouldn't let anyone sit on the west side. So the red team, which was the defensive team, was standing right in front of us. And every one of our starting secondary players was standing right there on the sideline. So none of them were even playing, which isn't too surprising. Usually, though, they at least play like a snap or a set of downs, and then come out, but they didn't play anything. Right. But offensively, obviously everyone wanted to see the new QB, Dampier, and like you said, kind of see a little bit of what the offense might look like. But I was really impressed with Dampier. Again, you don't. This isn't a real game situation. He can't be tackled. Things like that. I get all of that, but some of his throws were awesome.
Yeah. arm.
Ficklin, he had a couple really good throws. Wilson, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I felt like Wilson looked a lot like he did last year. But again, it's spring game. You can't put a lot of stock into it.
Yeah.
It's a good foundation to kind of see. And it's nice just to be there. And
I mean, he's learning the new offense as
true.
well.
It's all new for him too.
So I feel for the guy. He had a whole system with Ludwig.
Yeah.
And just the drama of last year and all he had to go through and just all of that.
Yeah.
And now all of this. So, he's learning it too. I'm going to give him a break. So let me ask this, and I'm interested with the chat. Those are in it right now. Think about this and what you think about it. I'm all for the honoring, the 22, Aaron and Ty.
Mm-hmm.
But the spring game and charging $22 and $10, I sort of get it. But I feel like, I don't know. I miss the days when it was actually free because more younger kids could come. I felt like more people would come and participate in it. I wish they would go back to that or do a hybrid where they have a section. If you wanted in these primo places, you could pay some money. But if not, you'd be on the outside, but you could come in for free.
Right.
Something like that. I don't know what you think, but I feel bad about that because I know just in my family, some youngsters that probably would be taken to the game, but they're not going to spend even $10 just to go watch the spring game. So I think we miss it out. Some people miss out. I think the program misses out on having people come. Now we get the money, the importance of money nowadays for a lot of things in the program, but spring game, I don't know. I feel like I wish there was at least some free sections.
No, I 100% agree with you. I was thinking a lot about it after we went to the spring game and kind of the whole overall fan experience. And yeah, I miss the days where the spring game was free. You could sit wherever you wanted.
Yeah, I miss that.
So as somebody who sits in the north end zone during the season for spring game, I could go, if I was there early enough, I could go 50-yard line front row and get to experience what that's like. I do miss that. I miss being able to go kind of wherever. I miss, they used to do more fanfare, like more stuff for the fans. I even feel like there used to be autograph sessions after the spring game, all that stuff that as a fan, you don't get during the regular season for reasons I understand. But like the spring game is when you can do those things. Even the alumni game, sometimes like
they don't
do that anymore. And so we just, they're missing out on an opportunity to bring in more people that don't get to go during the regular season. So why not bring in people, give them some of the experience, and then possibly make them want to come back in the fall? You kind of hook them. And instead, it feels like this kind of half attempt to have fans there. We can only sit in certain sections. Paying $10 is whatever. But yeah, like a family of 5. That's
Colby.
Colby's saying
right
a family of 5 is $100 if you're doing the chair seats. So $50 to $100. Yeah, I'm not paying that for the spring game because for all the reasons we talked about, you're not seeing the starters, you're not getting anything extra. And just little things, even like the concessions, none of the soda machines were working.
Pretzels are fresh.
Well, that's the only
These are
time.
the same ones you're going to get in November, so you better eat them right.
It's the only time that the pretzels are fresh. But I went to 4 different soda machines to try and find one. Not one of them actually had, so like the syrup was all screwed up. It's just little things, but it's like, I agree with you. Charge for the chair seats maybe, or have the chair seats be reserved and charge for them. Let everyone else just go in free and sit on the benches. Let it be general admission. Let it like.
There's some actually good suggestions in the chat about, I mean, just ideas that could be used. If you did donate, you could go on the field and get, is that Nately? Is that what?
Yeah, see, Nately is saying if you paid an extra $20, you could go get autographs. So now, okay, so they're charging for that experience.
Well,
I
no, but
guess.
if you wanted the primo seats at $20,
No, he's saying it was an extra thing. I don't know. Clarify that for us.
either
Nately
way, though,
X.
say you paid $20, it would allow you to go on the field after and get autographs. So that would give you if you
Yeah.
wanted to pay that. Otherwise, not. I'm just saying it just seems to me
I don't know.
those old days. I feel like there should be a balance to it.
I agree.
The thing is, I don't know if you were observing or not, because they didn't do any kickoffs.
No.
Did we even do field goals? I can't remember. I don't think we did, but
no, they. I don't. They
I
didn't
don't
do
think we
any
did. But
kicking.
if you were watching, Dylan Curtis, our new kicker, the dude was hitting bombs.
Yeah, he almost hit a. What was that? Like a
65-yarder.
65? He was close.
And I'm watching him when we got there early. I'm watching him kick, and then at the so-called halftime,
Yeah.
the guy has a leg, and so number one, of course, we'll see in game situations, but he's supposed to be good. But in game situations, we've got leg to kick some field goals, which is
Makes
points.
a huge difference.
The other thing is, I would presume with most here, Ute fans were very frustrated with the fact that our kickoffs were always short. And that wasn't on purpose. Even Witt said, no, we want it kicked out of the end zone, but we couldn't ever get it out of the end zone. So to watch this young guy, I think from Murray, is that right? Went to Murray High.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
I think that's correct. Hey, those two things alone, out of the radar, but in the long run in a season, are going to be an advantage for Utah.
It's special teams makes the
fantastic.
big difference. It does. Yes, Nately X confirmed for us that it was an extra event that you got to do a pregame thing.
Oh yeah, well,
so that's an extra cost.
yeah.
Well, I missed the free autographs, is what I'm saying.